John, sometimes in the world of sports, results and feelings don't always match up. And you had once said that sometimes you can win a game but feel like you lost it, and sometimes you can lose a game but feel like you won it. How is Canada feeling after that?
Yeah, I think a bit disappointed. I just spoke with the lads in the dressing room and let them know that when you have that type of opportunity in a game, you got to take the chances. You got to win football matches, and there's not going to be any special award for losing games where you have a chance to win them. You lose games like that, you're going to drop out of a World Cup pretty quickly and go home. When we perform like that, you expect a result. And I think it's disappointing. I'm happy with elements of the performance. Don't get us wrong, and let the lads know that there's elements there that, that was Uruguay. But, we're a real team, and we got to take those moments.
John, when you look back on this journey over the past year or two now, it's felt like there's been some pivotal moments that you can kind of point to along the way where this team is, whatever's happened on the night, it's been a big moment for the team. Do you think you can potentially look back at a game like that as another one of those?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about this team. We've had moments against the US, good and bad, and we've been able to pivot and shift in with real focus. I think what the players realise there is that we're right there. And some of the work in that attacking quarter just wasn't clinical enough. I mean, they had, three, four crosses and scored off 2 accurately. I mean, we had 22 crosses, scored off none. I don't think we had many completions off them. So there's just got to be that desire and willingness to go on and win football matches. I mean, most of the game I'm happy with. So when we look at it, there's not a massive gap to close here. It's being realistic with, we have a chance at this World Cup to really push on. And tonight, for those that were guessing and wondering, how far Canada are away, well, it was a 2-0 loss, and that's what it is. It's what's going to be on the record books, and at the end of the day, performances are good for us in this moment, but when we get to the World Cup, that has to be a win with those opportunities.
John, a lot of people obviously keeping an eye on the squad, knowing that the World Cup is less than 2 months away, and in back-to-back games, Ismail Kone comes in as a substitute, and we know right now, testing the depth in that midfield. What can you say about a young player like that and his performance in these 2 games?
Yeah, he's done well. I mean, I think a lot of the lads that are playing in MLS showed their quality tonight. I mean, there was some real standout performances there. I'm smiling on the inside, sort of angry in my mind, but there were some great things that were happening on the pitch. And yeah, I think young Kone just showed his poise, his control, and his ability to play against. I mean, you're talking about Valverde, Bentancur in that central midfield. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, they're 2-0 up and they're trying to manage a game at the same time, but some strong performances. And this group, they've worked hard this week. That's what I've loved about them. They've put a big shift in to get ready for this match, and just gutted like someone like a young Kone can't walk away with that celebration of a goal. But it's hard to come by at this level. This is what Canada's got to learn. Like, you're not going to get a gift. You've got to earn it, and our whole team have got to work to make sure those chances we put away.
I know defensively it's about the whole group and not just that back line on their own, but what can they take out? Again, a couple of MLS players in there. What can they take out of Nunez and Suarez tonight?
Well, they managed it quite well. I thought there's some moments where I think Nunez was clocked at the quickest player in the Premier League, and we're hanging on by fingertips just in the transitional moments. That's something we've got to learn. I mean, at times we're a bit naive, sending players forward in the first half, but at the end of the day, the goal from Suarez to Nunez, I mean, that's just 2 top level players where that's what they do. So they got a few chances and they took them. And, I know I've got top level players as well. We've got to take our chances. There's moments I thought we could have crossed the ball and we wanted that extra touch, and there's people waiting. And there's moments where we could have pulled the trigger and it's an extra pass. So yeah, we'll grow through this, but they have top quality, and Belgium's got top quality, Croatia have, so we'll close the gap. That's what we've got to do, but it's not a big one.
John, before we let you go, I know you've been in this position before with the women's team and naming a team for the Olympics and the World Cup. Does it ever get any easier?
No, not at all. I mean, it's a painful moment, but an exciting one, because you get to tell a group of guys they're going and a group that aren't going to make it. So we've learned a lot this week, Andy. We've learned a lot about guys over 4 years. There's got to be a balance between, who can support the team in different ways, leadership, experience, and then ultimately who are going to have the impact on the pitch. When you're looking at that 60-minute mark and you need to close a game or win a game, you've got to know you can trust certain players to come in. So, yeah, it's gonna be a long 5 weeks, I'll tell you that, in terms of the selection.
All right, well, enjoy the process still. Good luck against Japan, and yeah, good luck in Qatar.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys. Stefan, take us out on the pitch and just how that was for the team.
I mean, I'm just proud of the guys. I think we controlled the game. Most of it around 75 minutes, we controlled the game against a very good team. But just the quality stands out. They had a very good free kick, 1-0. And then the second ball, the cross of Suarez and the finish of Darwin. But we kept in. We controlled the game, both sides. We had our chances, but we just didn't finish them.
The quality of some of the play from Canada, particularly down that left-hand side where you were combining with Alfonso and Sam, that there was some real quality there. That must be a big boost for you guys to do that against a team like this.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were just finding our spaces. Fonzie was rolling out, Sam was rolling out. Miller has a very good quality of passing. I was finding my spaces as well. If we can do that on the left, and if we can do that on the right, I think we're going to control the most of the games. But as I said, I'm proud of the guys. If we tied this match, but we really didn't control the game, I would be mad. And to be honest, I'm proud because we controlled the game. We lost 2-0, but it's a test. Qatar in 2 months, and I think we're going to be more ready.
Well, this is exactly the test that you did want, and you're right. There was some, especially in the second half, some chances there. Just that finish, wasn't there to find the back of the net. So what kind of confidence does this give you now as you do head into Qatar?
Normally, we're used to our players to just finish these type of plays, right? Now it kind of was the opposite, but I mean, in a normal day, I know Johnny, Fonzie, whoever goes in, they're going to finish those balls. And I just want to think they're going to save it for Qatar.
Stefan, Ismail Kone is coming on in midfield, and this is a kid who hadn't made his professional debut until February of this year. He looks like something special, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he has very good quality. I mean, he's very young, but it's just the quality he has, the way he goes forward. He's not afraid to play anybody. Doesn't mind the name on the back of the shirt, just goes after it. So yeah, he's a very good player, and he's going to help us a lot in the future.
Well, I like how you say save things for Qatar, but you do have one more game. You do have Japan on November 17th. What is it that you want to look forward to, I guess, in that game? What is it you want to accomplish right before you play Belgium?
I think it's just continue the path of controlling the games. I think if we control the games, we're going to be more closer to winning them. Try to finish our plays. Try to not concede a goal. I think that's important as well against very good teams. But Japan is a very good side, so we'll see. It's going to be a very good test.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steph.
Thank you.
Kamal, one of the questions heading into this match, of course, was how would Canada handle things defensively? What were some of the things that you felt out there that you learned out there going up against Uruguay?
I learned that it's another level. You can't switch off the whole game. I just felt like it was 2 moments that costed us the game. But throughout the game, I thought we were brilliant. What a shift from Alistair. Yeah, we second half, it felt like we dominated, kept them out of our box. I don't know how many shots they had in total, but it felt like we handled pretty well. It's just those critical moments that are going to win and lose you football matches. So the back line plus Milan, we're going to take a look at their performance and see what we have to fix so we don't feel like this again.
Stefan Eustaquio was saying to us similarly that he thought he came off the pitch feeling like even though they'd lost, you can take a lot out of that game in terms of positives. Do you feel the same way there? Yeah,
definitely a lot to learn from ourselves. I felt like we controlled the game. Our subs came in and brought something special. It just felt like we were missing that final touch in the final third or the final pass. Or yeah, overall I feel like we put together a great performance. So yeah, heading back home, a lot to think about, a lot to take away, and we meet again in 6-7 weeks, I believe, and everyone's going to put in the work to make sure we're ready so we don't feel like this again.
And this is such an important reason why you wanted to play a game like this against Uruguay and this type of opponent, because it is all about kind of getting a different taste. And to your point, when it's one or two, kind of moments in a game, you learn from that. So I guess the confidence again in knowing that you shut them out in the second half, how do you take that forward?
It's a lot of confidence. It's a positive for our back line. We dominated and shut out some world-class players. So it's a lot to take away. We got to just keep building on it. We know that Belgium, Croatia, all the other teams in the World Cup, even Japan leading up to the tournament, that's another step above. So we're just going to look to keep building the foundation and get it right from the back and give our guys at the front a chance to go win us games.
I know this is probably very difficult to do when you just come off the pitch, but when you think back to like the early World Cup qualifiers, the Gold Cup, playing some of the smaller teams from CONCACAF just like a year ago, how far has this team come in that time to a performance like tonight?
We've come such a long way. I think we've always believed from the start that we can go out and put together performances like these against the likes of these teams. Some of their players play at the top clubs in the world week in and week out and train and play against the best every week. So for us, especially our MLS guys and guys who play smaller clubs in Europe, it's massive for us to gauge where we are, and we know we're there. It's just the critical parts now, and yeah, we have time to get it right, so we're going to look forward to doing that.
Well, Kamal, it may not be a win, but to your point, to Stefan Eustaquio's point, it was a brilliant effort as well by Canada, so appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Kamal. Hold on.